Yes, sir. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, October the 13th, 2021. Welcome back to the Best of Seven Sports Talk. I apologize. I'm late and I'm early, all in the same damn time. But salute to everyone that's here with me this morning. We got a couple things to talk about. I'm going to be real brief because we do have some things locked in for the network going down later on today. Generally, we live streaming here on the YouTube channel at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern, but I had to come to you guys just a little early to chop it up with you guys, give y'all a little bit of scoop and some news that's going on in the National Basketball Association. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hope you guys are having a great morning. Donald Trump Jr. is in the news when it comes to Kyrie Irving. We're going to talk about Trump and Kyrie, the relationship that is in front of us. Also, Joel Embiid, he addresses the media about Ben Simmons' return to the Philadelphia 76ers. D. Rose is also in the news. The Lakers 360, Russ, AD, and LeBron, they took to the court last night for the first time in a loss to Golden State. Guys look pretty good, though. I can't wait. So we got a couple things to talk about here on the Best of Seven Sports Talk. Like I said, I'm not going to hold you guys up too long. Let's go ahead and get right into what we need to get into today. So, top of the story, Donald Trump Jr., the son of former President Donald Trump, went on social media and he had some interesting comments to say about Kyrie Irving not following the current New York City mandate for the COVID vaccine. Donald Trump Jr., he took to social media. He stated that Kyrie Irving just sacrificed more than Colin Kaepernick ever did. This is what Donald Trump Jr. said yesterday. He said that Kyrie Irving has sacrificed more in this situation than Colin Kaepernick ever did. Real bold statement, real incomplete statement, just all flat out wrong. And I wonder if the Trump administration was still in control and if Kyrie Irving opted not to take the vaccine, how would his comments and his opinions be at that point? Because the best of my knowledge, Trump, before he left, kind of pushed for this vaccine, the Pfizer thing. I think that was all in his administration. So it's interesting to see Donald Trump Jr. taking this response on Kyrie Irving. And I'm not sure if Donald Trump is a person that's against the vaccine. I don't know. This is a weird statement. But it seems like we be coming down on Kyrie Irving real heavy. And, I think it's unfair. It's really unfair. Kyrie Irving is not as selfish as people are portraying him to be. Now, you can say for the argument where he talked about Colin Kaepernick and Kyrie in comparison, some will say what Kyrie Irving is doing right now is kind of individual, selfish to some way say. It's about him. Colin Kaepernick, his issue was more of a broader horizon, more about the people. I think you can pick your teeth with that one because Kyrie, it's all about awareness. And it doesn't just stop with Kyrie Irving and his family. We have so many people across the world, the country that has the similar concerns about this vaccine. Kyrie Irving, though, when we talk about people saying that he's a selfish guy, let's not forget that Kyrie Irving was the same one who bought George Floyd's mama house. Remember, he donated over $1.5 million to the WNBA players during the pandemic when they had issues with getting paid. He provided over $250,000 in Thanksgiving meals in New York City. Now, he's only been in Brooklyn for 2 seasons? Haven't even played a career. He's already given $250,000 in Thanksgiving food alone. He brought the kids. I believe the last time I saw a report, Kyrie had purchased over 200 children Christmas presents. He paid for the tuition of non-students who go to HBCU colleges. So Kyrie Irving puts his money where his mouth is. One may outweigh the other. I'm not going to debate y'all with that. But I did not really appreciate a lot of the shots that Kyrie has been taking on a character level. I'm not a fan of Kyrie. He left Cleveland, blew that whole situation up with LeBron. So I am the poster child for the Who Kyrie movement. But When we keeping it real, when we keeping it a buck, Kyrie has definitely been genuine when it comes to giving money and giving back to the community. This was an interesting take for Donald Trump Jr. to show some type of support, saying Kyrie sacrificed more than Colin Kaepernick ever did. I know me, if I'm Kyrie, once I see that I got some support from Donald Trump on this matter, I am immediately getting vaccinated and I'm returning to work because I don't need that type of cosign. That's a Snapple fact. But we're going to have to see how this play out with Kyrie Irving. The Brooklyn Nets, they announced yesterday, we talked about this. They are not going to allow Kyrie Irving to be a part-time lover. They're not going to allow him to be a part-time player until he is eligible, which means he's vaccinated and he meets the requirements of the COVID-19 mandates for the state of New York, the city of New York. Kyrie will not be hooping. What y'all think about this, man? Will Kyrie be retiring? Do you think he's going to follow the footsteps of Andrew Wiggins and just go ahead and get this thing done? Like, how is Kyrie Irving going to play this thing out? And if he retires right now, is Kyrie Irving the first ballot Hall of Famer? Y'all let me know in the comments. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. Hit that like button. Let me know what y'all think about Kyrie and Donald Trump Jr. showing some type of weird support. In other news in Philadelphia, Joel Embiid, he responds and addressed the situation and Ben Simmons returning to Philadelphia. Joel Embiid said he thinks that there's going to be some adjustments that needs to be made, but it doesn't need to be awkward. Joel says, we're all professionals. We want to win. Ben Simmons gives him the best chance to win. We're going to be fine. These are comments stated from Joel Embiid after the damage has already been done. Your mouth has been the problem, one of the problems that we are here now, Joel. And I don't think you moonwalking right now is going to mean anything. There is absolutely going to be adjustments. You're right about that. But Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles can see how awkward it's going to be in that locker room. We're not going to sit up here and play that game. And don't talk to me about your professionals because you play too much, Joel Embiid. You play too much. Ben Simmons been giving you one of the best chances that you've ever had to win, and it just was not going to get done. You're not going to be fine. Winning the number 1 seed coming out of the East means nothing if you can't do anything in the postseason. So it's only a matter of time to me before this whole Philadelphia thing blow up. Now, he's trying to say whatever is need to be said from the media, but we all know by Christmas, at least definitely by the All-Star break, Ben Simmons should be out of Philly. Ben Simmons should definitely be out of Philly. There's a lot of conversations about where Ben is going. I saw reports that they were trying to ship him on to the West. Speaking of Philly, we talked about Daryl Morey, the GM of the Philadelphia 76ers. Do not sleep on Daryl Morey trying to get James Harden from the Brooklyn Nets. I promise you that is a story that we're going to tackle later on here on the Best of 7. And it's definitely going to be something that we are going to have to watch with a real close eye at the beginning of the season. Because if Kyrie is not involved, I'm sorry, Brooklyn is not going to win a championship if all 3 of these guys are not together. And even if they were playing, I've always said you cannot win a 7-game series without a defensive presence. So I've never been sold on Brooklyn going to the championship and winning the whole thing. But without Kyrie, I don't care about KD and James Harden. It's still not going to work. And James Harden, his contract is up, I believe, after next year. So Daryl Morey, and he's talked about getting James Harden. He wanted to get James Harden from Houston when he left Houston and going to Philly. So keep your eyes on this situation, because if this thing don't pan out for Kyrie and the Brooklyn Nets early, we could see this thing blow up sooner, much sooner than later. But we're going to keep our eyes on that, man. The Lakers, speaking of the Lakers, they played together. AD, Russ, and LeBron, they played together for the first time last night. They took a loss to the Phoenix Suns. But, hey, still a preseason. Y'all not going to sit up here and act like the bubble didn't count when the Lakers won the championship. But now that they haven't won a game in the preseason. All hell is breaking loose in Lakerland, man. Y'all just need to cut it out. Congratulations to Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose proposed to his girlfriend yesterday, 2 days ago, I believe, at Madison Square Garden on the Knicks floor. That was a dope look. Shout out to D Rose. Congratulations to him. I hope she said yes. I don't know what she said, but I hope she said yes. And I didn't know that the NBA had a Pride Night game. You know, this is Pride Month. And I saw Jason Collins on Twitter. He had the Rainbow Lakers face mask. They had the Rainbow Lakers logo. So Pride Night game, I believe, was last night. And we saw Jason Collins playing, sitting in Staples. So that was something new and interesting. I think that's a pretty good look. The NBA doing their little expanding and what have you, and trying to make everyone feel as comfortable as possible. So that was something that I learned. Not quite sure. Interesting take. Before we get up out of here, man, make sure you guys like the video if you enjoyed today's show. I did tell you guys I'm not going to be here with you guys. I'm about to get up out of here. Got some things to do, but we will be back later on this afternoon here on the Best of 7. Do not worry. Don't worry. We got a lot more to talk about here on the Best of 7 Sports Talk. Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. He has a documentary. It drops November the 12th. We also talked about KG and Paul Pierce. They're going to be doing a podcast together real soon. We know the hate on LeBron James on this podcast is going to be through the roof. So we're going to talk about that. But Kevin Garnett, he has a documentary. The Anything is Possible documentary drops on November 12th. When I get some information and feedback on that, I will let you guys know. Scottie Pippen's book should be releasing sometime in November, I believe, if they're still on schedule. Unguarded, where he talked about, his time in Chicago, playing with Michael, playing under Phil Jackson. He called Phil Jackson the racist, you remember. So I can't wait to see if this book drops on scheduled programming. But this is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. I'm 7 Mitchell. Like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys, again, have a great Wednesday. I will tap back in with you guys this afternoon. If you guys missed the day's show, come back tomorrow morning, every weekday, 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern, here on the Best of 7 Sports Talk, because you guys know you're rocking with the best. Looking for a co-host, too, as well, man. So I really enjoy talking to y'all, chopping it up, breaking down these NBA news and stories. But I don't like to do this thing by myself. So I am taking applications. If you guys are interested or like talking sports, NBA talk, hit me up, man. No experience needed, man. Just looking for some commitment and some good knowledge, some good conversations. If you guys are interested in joining me and a part of the Best of 7 Sports Talk team, hit me up, man. Let's make this thing happen. But y'all stay safe. I'm about to get up out of here. Trump supporting Kyrie Irving. I got to talk to the bosses. Kyrie Irving, you need to go get vaccinated and go back to work today, because you don't need that type of support. Jesus Christ. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk, man. I'm 7 Mitchell. Y'all be good, though. I'm out. Peace.